Listen carefully because this may be the shift you have been missing the whole time. Not another method, not another trick, not another routine you try for 3 days and quietly drop when nothing happens. This goes deeper. This is about the voice inside you that never really stops. The one that talks when you are driving, waiting, washing dishes, checking your phone, lying awake at night, smiling in public while privately expecting the worst. Most people never notice that this silent conversation is shaping their days, their relationships, their money, their confidence, even the speed at which life seems to move. They chase change on the outside while the real script keeps playing on the inside. And that is why results stay delayed. Stay with me, because this is where it turns. If you truly understand what I'm about to show you, you will stop begging life to change and start giving it a new command. You will see why some people wait for years and others seem to move mountains in days. You will understand why effort alone is not enough, why repeating words without changing your inner state does almost nothing, and why the fastest way to transform your world is to change the private story you keep telling yourself when no one else can hear it. This is not small. This is the switch. And once you catch it, you will never hear your own mind the same way again. Many people come carrying the same quiet disappointment. They have tried to visualize, they have repeated affirmations, they have written goals, watched videos, spoken with hope, tried to believe harder, tried to stay positive, tried to ignore the facts, tried to act confident, and still their desire seems to stand just one step away, close enough to feel real, never close enough to touch. So they begin to wonder, what is wrong? Maybe I am doing it badly. Maybe this works for other people, not for me. Maybe I am blocked, maybe life is testing me, but the reason is usually much simpler and much more powerful. The problem is not that they want the wrong thing, the problem is that their deeper inner conversation is still speaking the language of not having it. During the day they may say, it is coming, but underneath that the private voice keeps whispering, why is it not here yet? What if it never happens? Maybe I missed my chance. Maybe I am not chosen. Maybe people like me do not get this kind of life. And that hidden script is what keeps getting pushed out into the world. The outer world follows the inner dialogue more faithfully than it follows your public words. That is why the private whisper matters more than the loud performance. If this hits hard, good. It means you're finally touching the real cause. And once you find the cause, you can change the effect. The inner conversation is the real creative force. It is the ongoing mental narration that explains your life back to you all day long. It tells you who you are. It tells you how others see you. It tells you what is easy for you and what is always hard. It tells you whether love stays or leaves, whether money comes or slips away, whether your future feels open or shut. Most people think they are reacting to life, but very often they are repeating life internally and then meeting more of the same outside. Your current circumstances are not random. They are not punishment. They are not fixed proof of who you are. In many cases, they are yesterday's dominant inner speech made visible. Read that again in your mind. The situation may feel solid, but it was first softened into shape by repeated inner agreement. If your mind keeps saying, no one really chooses me, you will notice delay, distance, mixed signals, coldness. If it keeps saying, money goes as fast as it comes, life will keep proving how quickly it disappears. If it keeps saying, nothing works out cleanly for me, even good opportunities may twist into stress. This is why changing the outer scene without changing the inner script so often fails. You are repainting the walls while the foundation stays cracked. Change the deeper conversation, and the structure begins to change with it. This is where manifestation stops feeling mystical and starts feeling exact. Think about a mother separated from her son for years. She tries everything the world recommends. She reaches out, explains, hopes, cries, replays old moments, imagines the reunion, says the right words, but beneath all of that, her inner conversation stays the same. Why will he not call me? What did I do wrong? Will he ever forgive me? Is this damage permanent? Day after day, the same silent loop. She is not just noticing the separation, she is feeding it. She is giving the state more life every time she repeats it inside. Then one day she does something different. She stops using her mind to describe the pain and starts using it to enter the reality she wants. She begins speaking inwardly, as if the bond is already restored. It is so good hearing his voice again. I love how warm our conversations feel now. I am grateful we found our way back. She does not fight every old thought. She simply returns to the new state, gently, repeatedly, naturally. And then the outer world starts to move. A call comes, an apology comes, a door opens that looked sealed. People love to call that luck or timing or coincidence because they do not see the invisible movement that came first. But the law is simple. When the inner relationship changes, the outer relationship often follows. Not because you manipulated another person, but because you stopped feeding the version of reality that kept the distance alive. This is the part most people miss, and this is why so many stay stuck longer than they need to. Now bring this into money, because this is where hidden inner speech becomes painfully clear. Someone says they want abundance, but their all-day inner conversation sounds like this. Everything is expensive. I am always behind. I cannot catch up. If I buy one thing, something else will go wrong. There is never enough left. Opportunities go to other people. Rich people are just lucky. Even if they say hopeful things in the morning, that private soundtrack is still claiming lack as home. And life obeys the home, not the occasional visitor. A person living in true abundance does not spend the day mentally rehearsing shortage. Their inner tone is different. There is room for me. I always find a way. I like the feeling of having more than enough. I choose well. I receive well. I can bless other people because life supports me. Feel the difference. One state speaks from the chase, the other speaks from arrival. One keeps abundance in the future, the other lets abundance become normal now. This is why some positive statements do not work. If you keep saying money is coming, wealth is on the way, better days are ahead, you may still be placing the goal in front of you instead of within you. Better language comes from completion. I love the freedom I feel. Money moves with ease in my life. I enjoy being supported. It does not need to sound fancy. It needs to sound lived in. It needs to sound like a room your mind can relax inside. That is when words stop being performance and begin becoming creative. A lot of people make the same mistake here. They try to force thought. They become mental police. They monitor every sentence, panic at every negative drift, correct every little doubt, and end up exhausted. That strain slows everything. The secret is not tight control. The secret is a shift in identity. When you truly move into a state, the inner conversation of that state starts to appear more naturally. A person who feels deeply chosen does not spend all day forcing the sentence, "I am chosen." Their inner speech begins to reflect security on its own. A person who feels supported does not need constant reminders every 30 seconds. Their mind starts speaking that language because it now belongs to the state they are in. So do not begin by trying to wrestle every thought into place. Begin by listening. Tonight, when you lie down and the room gets quiet, hear what your mind says without performing for yourself. Hear the honest script, not the edited version, not the spiritual version, the real one, the one that starts when the day is over and the mask is gone. That inner conversation will tell you exactly what state you have been living in. It will reveal why certain patterns keep repeating. This is not a reason to judge yourself, it is a reason to wake up. Once you hear the script clearly, you can redirect it. And this is where everything starts moving faster, because you stop working on the symptom and start changing the source. Keep watching mentally, because the next part matters more than people realize. Imagine a woman who wants a loving marriage. She may repeat, "I am happily married," again and again. But if her casual inner speech while driving, cooking, scrolling, and waiting in line sounds like, "Why has no one stayed? Maybe something is wrong with me. Other people get chosen so easily," then that deeper speech is still creating loneliness. The morning statement cannot outrun the all-day story. But if she truly steps into the state of being deeply loved, the private dialogue changes all by itself. She begins to think, "I love how safe this feels. We laugh so easily together. I feel seen. I feel wanted. I love sharing life like this." Notice how natural that is. It is not begging. It is not reaching. It is not trying to convince the universe. It is thinking from the end instead of toward the end. This single shift changes everything. The same applies to work, health, confidence, friendships, purpose, creativity, and peace. If your mind keeps speaking as the one who is waiting, life keeps giving you reasons to wait. If your mind begins speaking as the one who already stands in the fulfilled reality, life starts reorganizing around that assumption. The outer world mirrors the state you repeatedly occupy. It may not always move in one dramatic moment. Sometimes it happens through a call, a meeting, a new idea, a softened heart, an unexpected opening, a chain of events you could not have planned. But the seed is the same. The inner speech changed first. If you are still here, this is the part to hold on to. Speak from completion, not from distance, not from maybe, from quiet inner reality. Many people ask, is this not just lying to yourself? Is this not denying what is obvious? But what you call obvious is often just old inner speech hardened into visible form. Current conditions are not final truth. They are evidence of what has been dominant, not a limit on what can become dominant next. The visible world is late. It is slow compared to imagination. It is an echo. So if you keep letting current conditions tell you what to think, you keep recreating the same picture. That is why reacting too quickly to appearances breaks momentum. You look at the bank balance, the text that did not arrive, the diagnosis, the silence, the rejection, the delay, and then the mind says, see, nothing is changing. And the moment you agree, the old script takes the wheel again. But if you understand that the visible scene is old news, you stop asking it for permission. You let the senses report what has been, while your inner conversation starts declaring what is becoming real now. This is not fantasy. It is inner leadership. A teacher once walked into a difficult classroom, already saying to herself, "They will not listen. This class will drain me. I cannot do this." That script shaped her energy before the students even spoke. Then she changed it. "My students are engaged. They surprise me. There is life in this room. Teaching them feels rewarding." At first, the room did not match, but she kept the new inner position. Slowly, hands rose. Resistance softened. The atmosphere shifted. What looked like magic was simply the outer room catching up to the inner room she had already entered. Your inner conversation also shapes how people show up in your experience. This is bigger than most realize. When you keep mentally rehearsing someone as difficult, cold, selfish, disrespectful, unkind, unreliable, you keep strengthening that pattern in your world. You may think you are just describing them, but often you are also sustaining the version of them you keep meeting. Ask yourself honestly, how do I talk about this person inside when they are not around? Do I replay old arguments? Do I mentally prove how wrong they were? Do I predict their behavior before it happens? Do I keep telling myself this person never changes? This person always hurts me. This person does not value me. That hidden script has force. A woman once carried years of tension with her partner's mother. Inwardly she repeated, "She will never accept me. She always judges me. Nothing I do is good enough." Then she changed the inner dialogue. She began to think, "She is warmer with me now. We understand each other more easily. I feel accepted. Our relationship is softening. There is kindness between us." At first it felt unnatural, even impossible, because the outside had not caught up. But she stayed with it. Small gestures appeared. Tone changed. Conversations opened. Warmth entered where friction once lived. Did the other person magically become someone else overnight? No. But the state being fed inwardly changed, and the outer relationship had space to become different. This matters deeply. Do not use your mind to keep people trapped in the version you say you no longer want. There is another point that speeds all of this up, and almost no one treats it with the respect it deserves. Time delay is often fed by the way you speak inwardly. If your inner language keeps saying, "I am getting there, I am improving, things are slowly changing, I am on the road to the life I want," then you may be creating endless progress instead of arrival. Progress sounds hopeful, but it can secretly keep fulfillment one step ahead. The mind needs a stronger position, not just movement, completion. Instead of "my business is growing someday into success," let the inner speech become, "I love running a thriving business, my work is valued, my days are full in the best way." Instead of "I am healing little by little," let it become, "My body knows how to restore itself, I feel strength returning, life is moving through me with intelligence." Instead of "I hope people finally see my worth," let it become, "I am respected, I am clear, I carry value naturally." This is not about pretending the world already looks perfect. It is about refusing to keep your desire chained to later. Later is a habit, now is creative. A man once spent years in financial struggle saying what sounded positive. "Things are improving. I am working toward freedom. The debt is slowly shrinking." Yet every sentence still placed prosperity in front of him. When his inner speech changed to the language of completion, new openings appeared faster than logic expected. The state changed first. The timeline bent after that. This is why words matter, but the position beneath the words matters even more. Still, words alone are not enough. Feeling gives them life. You can repeat a sentence 100 times and create very little if the emotional tone beneath it is empty, flat, doubtful, or forced. Mechanical repetition without inner warmth is just sound in the mind. Real inner conversation carries atmosphere. When someone truly assumes a loving life, the tone softens. When someone truly assumes freedom, the body relaxes a little. When someone truly assumes success, there is a quiet steadiness that starts appearing in the way they think. A woman may say, "I am loved," with no feeling behind it and nothing moves. But when she actually enters the warmth of being cherished, when she senses the ease, the comfort, the emotional safety, then her inner speech becomes alive. I love our evenings together. I feel understood. It is beautiful to share life like this. Those words are not being pushed uphill. They are flowing out of a felt state. That is why they have power. The same is true for health, work, purpose, peace, and creative success. Do not just change language, change the inner climate. Let the words rise from a place that feels real enough to rest in. If needed, slow down. Use memory, imagination, or simple emotional suggestion to help the state feel natural. A smile, a breath, a relieved exhale, the sense of finally being home. Small feeling shifts matter. Inner speech with feeling is not dead repetition. It is seed with life in it, and living seeds do not stay buried forever. There is one time of day when this becomes even more powerful, and you should use it well. The moments before sleep, right there, when the day is fading and the mind is softer, the deeper layers of you become more open. Most people waste that doorway. They go to bed replaying problems, reviewing mistakes, worrying about tomorrow, imagining worst-case outcomes, continuing arguments, counting what has not happened yet. Then they fall asleep in the mood of lack, fear, frustration, or delay, and that mood sinks deep. But the mind before sleep can be trained to enter a different scene. A man who wanted a promotion used to fall asleep planning, calculating, persuading, trying to mentally force the result. Every night he was inwardly still chasing. Then he changed his pre-sleep conversation. He stopped trying to get there and started mentally living there. The meeting went well today. I enjoy leading at this level. I like the responsibility. This work fits me. He let the scene feel casual, almost ordinary, because fulfilled states often feel normal when they are real. Soon the outer movement came, and not in the small way he expected. The opening was larger, the reward was bigger, the shift was faster. This is why the final inner conversation of the day matters so much. It becomes instruction. So tonight, do not go to sleep repeating the problem. Do not hand tomorrow a script of worry. Give the deeper mind a better world to build from. That one habit alone can begin changing the quality of your life more quickly than you think. Now we need to face the moment that tests everything. The moment when the outside seems to contradict your inner work. The text does not come. The money is not there yet. The body still feels weak. The opportunity goes to someone else. The person acts in the old way again. Most people fail here, not because they are weak, but because they let appearances rewrite the inner script. They look at the evidence and immediately say, "It is not working, maybe I was foolish, maybe this only works in theory, maybe I should be realistic." And in that moment they return creative authority to the very condition they want to leave. Do not do that. The senses report the past. They report old states still echoing. Your task is not to bow to the echo. Your task is to stay aligned with the new inner position long enough for the world to catch the signal. A woman facing a heavy health challenge refused to let fear own her internal voice. She did what she needed outwardly, yes, but inwardly she did not keep speaking as a sick person. She began saying, "My body is wise, life is moving through every part of me, I feel stronger, I feel supported, restoration is happening." She returned to that state again and again, not with panic, but with calm loyalty. And change came. This is the discipline, not loud struggle, quiet persistence. Protect your inner conversation from news, opinions, statistics, and other people's fear. Everyone has a story about what is realistic. Let them keep theirs. Your life will follow the story you agree with most deeply, not the loudest one around you. The world constantly tries to enter your mind and write inside it. News feeds, social media, family worry, bitter friends, tired experts, people who mean well but speak only from what they can currently see. If you let every outside voice settle into your inner conversation, you give your creative power away piece by piece. A young artist once faced rejection after rejection. Galleries passed. Critics dismissed her. People close to her told her to stop dreaming and choose something safer. She could have made their opinion her inner speech. She could have started saying, "Maybe I'm not good enough, maybe no one wants what I make, maybe this path is closed." Instead, she protected a different inner world. "My work reaches the right people. What I create matters. There is value here. My voice has a place." That did not mean she never felt pressure. It meant pressure did not get to become her identity. In time, doors opened, buyers appeared, interest grew. The same people who doubted began adjusting their view. The talent may have always been there, but the inner conversation finally gave it room to be seen. This is why protecting your inner speech is not selfish, it is necessary. Your private mind is sacred ground. Guard it, curate it, feed it carefully. If a conversation weakens your state, limit it. If constant scrolling poisons your assumptions, step back. If a certain environment keeps dragging your inner story downward, become more deliberate about what enters. You do not owe fear unlimited access to your imagination. So, here is the practice, simple and powerful. First, listen. Hear your real inner conversation without judgment. Catch the patterns, catch the phrases, catch the emotional habits. Notice what you repeatedly say about love, money, time, health, success, other people, and yourself. Second, choose the fulfilled state, not the state of wanting, not the state of hoping, not the state of almost, the fulfilled state. Third, let your inner conversation begin speaking from there in language that feels natural and lived. Not stiff, not dramatic. Specific helps, warmth helps, ease helps. Fourth, return to it through the day, especially in ordinary moments, because ordinary moments are where reality is quietly formed. Fifth, protect it when appearances challenge it. Do not let one hard moment write the whole story. And sixth, use the moments before sleep to seal the day with a better script than the one you woke up with. Add this too. When you notice the old inner line returning, do not panic and do not shame yourself. Simply replace it again, calmly, faithfully. If the old voice says, "Nothing ever changes for me," answer with, "Things are moving in my favor more than I can see." If it says, "I am always left behind," answer with, "What is meant for me reaches me in the right way." If it says, "I do not know how," answer with, "I do not need to know every step to live in the result." This is how a new self-concept is built. Quiet repetition, stable feeling, inner loyalty. And once self changes, life begins reflecting the change with remarkable precision.